Alright, bro. This one's gonna be really effed up, but I've been thinking about it all day. And at the time, it was really, really funny. But now that I'm an adult, I now see that it's a very tragic situation and maybe still kind of funny. But that's how I do my comedy, man. Most of my comedy comes from, horrible things that have happened to me. Alright, dude, so this takes place back when I was in middle school. The good old CMS, right? I was in the 7th grade, and I remember I was dating my first actual relationship at the time. And I remember it was halfway through the day, because I think it was after lunch. Yes, it was after lunch, because I was going to my sixth period class. So, just for reference, after lunch or during lunch, me and the boys would go to the bathroom, and sometimes we'd go in there and wrestle other dudes, or we'd go in there and see if we could light up hit a vape real quick, hit a dab pen real quick, things you just obviously should not be doing as a middle schooler. So we were running in there, and I remember I had really long hair at the time, and it was in my eyes. It was poking me in the eyes, and I was getting irritated about that. And we're in there, and I'm talking to my buddy. And I'm like, hey, man, you gotta let me hit that dude. He was like, I don't know, man. It's I don't have much left. It was abuse, I guess. So I'm hitting that. I'm sitting there. I'm watching this guy come into the bathroom, and this is a guy I haven't seen before. He was a big old boy. He was a hoss of a dude, and he came in there, and I mean, as soon as you looked at him, you could tell there's something off about this guy. Some of the monkeys didn't show up to the circus. All right, to put it kindly. So I'm looking at this guy. And I'm like, hey, man, who's this guy? I said, I don't know. I think he's from that special class. It says his name's Caleb something. I was like, okay, all right. And I'm watching these two guys wrestle in the middle of the floor, and they've done started bumping into the stalls. So I'm like, all right, break it up. All right, guys, come on. And this big old boy, he looks at me, and he says, I want fight. He didn't say I want to fight. I want fight. And we all looked at him, and we were like, all right. And this guy was an absolute hoss of a boy. Oh my gosh, dude. This guy looked like if he really wanted to hurt you, he could hurt you. Especially at that age. Listen, 7th grade. I assume that guy was in 7th grade too. Or 8th grade, I don't know. The special class. And this hoss was about at least 6 foot tall. Probably 200 pounds. Big old boy. And me and my buddy are looking at him, and we're like, all right, well, let's get him in there. Who wants first dibs? Ain't nobody in this damn group of kids raising their hand to take on this guy. So there's this inclination of like, oh, well, somebody has to do it. And so this hoss named Caleb, he looks at all of us, and he points at my buddy. But I guess I'll call him Sam. Sam, hey, bro, if you ever watch this, let me know. Tell everybody in the comments it was you, because that'd be funny. He looks at my buddy Sam, and I was right next to him. He could have pointed at me, and I think the powers that be that he did not. He pointed at old Sam and said, I want you. I want fight you. He never said I wanted to fight you. He would always say, I want fight you. He never said I want to. I don't know what it was. He just couldn't English very well. And Sam's like, I do not want this, man. I don't want this. I really don't. And he said, and Caleb said, if not you, I fight everybody. I was like, oh my gosh, bro. This guy is like really wanting to be part of the situation. But the whole time, Caleb's smiling like he's not angry yet. He's having a good time. He said, all right, I'll fight everybody here. But he's not like bulking up at nobody. He just says he wants to be a part of the wrestling. And I was like, all right, well, just know that. And Sam is like hitting me on the shoulder like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, well, just let you know, no fists, all right? No fists. We're just wrestling. And if he taps out, you win. Sorry about that. My phone overheated, so I had to cut off. Anyways, I'll try to finish this up before it overheats again. So they start wrestling, right? And of course, Caleb is absolutely demolishing Sam. But, you know, to give my buddy some credit, he got on top of him one time. But after that, it was over. Because then, old Hoss over here got pretty worked up after Sam showed any semblance of retaliation. I guess he walked in there thinking it was just going to be a squash. Sam got on top of him once, and then he completely lost it. So I'm looking down there, and I'm like, all right, when am I going to have to jump in to get this big old boy off my buddy? And I was like, all right, I'm going to let it go until he taps. But old Sam wasn't tapping. But then Caleb brought that fist back. And this was a big fist, boy. It was a big fist. Brought it down and knocked the dog shit out of Sam. I was like, all right, that's enough. So I'm getting on his back, and I'm trying to pull him off. Some other dudes on the other side of his shoulders we're trying to get this man off of him, and we finally get him off, and now the operation's completely gone to crap, because he is screaming. And I mean, like, every teacher, it doesn't matter where they were in the school, probably, they heard this crap. So he's screaming and stuff, and I pick up Sam, and he's on the ground just like acting like he's having a seizure or something. I don't know what's going on. He may have been, I don't know. But he's sitting down there, he's having a seizure and stuff, and we're like, we gotta go, bro. He's done told everybody we're here and we're doing stuff that we shouldn't be doing. We got nicotine on us. Some of us, I'm sure, had dab pens and stuff. And I was like, we gotta go. So we run out of there, and it was good for me and Sam because our class was right outside the door. So we ran in there real quick, and we run back in there, and we sit down, and I know our teacher came in there because I guess it was lunch, had to have been lunch, because all the kids came back. And, she walked out there and was like, what's going on? And one of the male teachers walked into the bathroom and is trying to help this big old boy. And so he finally calms down, I guess, and me and Sam, we go to because the door's shut, but there's a little slot window through the door, and you can see the boys' bathroom right there. And we look out, and we see Caleb run out the bathroom door, poop coming down his pants, and he runs down the hallway with like a mixture of probably diarrhea and solid poops running down the leg, and it's leaving like a semi-streak going all the way down the hallway. Now, I know what you might be thinking. MCD, that's horrible. But bro, that was so funny. That was so funny. Oh my God. I don't think me and Sam have ever laughed that hard ever since. Oh my gosh, bro. That was hilarious. That was awful though. And see, at the time, I thought it was just funny, but now I know it was absolutely terrible, and we didn't even know that he was special eds. We didn't even know until we figured it out like a day later when we saw him again, and he came up to us and he said that he was sorry that he had an episode, and we were like, hey man, you're all good. So then I went full on Tony Soprano, and I recruited this guy. But that will have to be a story for another time. we recruited this guy for a few weeks. He was an absolute hoss, man. Absolute hoss. He was very resourceful too. He'll scare somebody, especially back then. But that's a story for another time. If you liked it, remember, treat everybody equally. Keep in mind, I was a young man during this time, and not even a young man, I was a boy. I was like 12, 13 years old. Treat everybody with respect. Special needs people, treat them with respect. Treat everybody with respect. And this was just a story and my reaction to things at the time, at the age I was. So, yep. Thanks for watching. Peace. Oh.